Well, hey, everybody out there in Facebook land and YouTube land and wherever you might be on the internet. It's Madam again. It's Wednesday night, and things have been really interesting around the manor. And you know, uh, it just life just gets a little bit more interesting all the time. Uh, I had a couple of subs this week, and they were quite entertaining. um, just all the things. I was thinking about all the stuff that I've learned in the past several years. As a dom, and I don't even know what the most important message would be. I would say have fun, but well, rule number one of dom: don't break the toy or you are done playing. So, be careful with each other out there. Don't hurt anybody. And you can continue to play. So, because, once somebody gets hurt, it's just not as much fun. All right. So, I'm going to share the show in the hope that someone besides me will be watching the show. And we'll give a little shout out to a few people and see who'd like to come watch. Um, I kind of dropped the ball on Monday, and Ask Madam didn't make it to podcast land, but it's okay. Sometimes you just have to have a day off and recoup. So that's kind of what I've been doing is just rejuvenating myself. After the whole flood thing. And I mean, okay, imagine this: you're moving out. Okay, you're moving things from the attic where they've been stored down to the ground floor where they can then be taken away, and it starts to flood. And so everywhere around you on the ground floor now, there's going to be water. Anything left on the ground floor, on the floor, will be soaked in river water and not real nice after that. So anything that was on the floor needs to be picked up. And so we, raced around and did all that. And it luckily did not come in my she shop. So that's where I'm in the she shop today. And it was just the first floor of the house, the ground floor, which is no big deal. You open the garage doors and hose it out. It's no big deal. So we did fine. We did great. And I think if you are built for that and you have a clue, it's really not that big of a deal. Sometimes it is. And if I keep telling myself every time, I would say every time, I'm not putting a bunch of stuff on the floor. I'm going to put it up somewhere, on a shelf, wherever. And then I come, to do this flood prep stuff, and it's like, there's stuff on the floor again, everywhere. So, it's just, it's entropy, increasing disruption, or increasing disarray. So, what do you call it? Oh gosh, what is the word I'm looking for? It's when things are chaotic. Mayhem. No, no, not quite. So anyway, yeah. I wanted to tell you guys a little bit. We've heard of my collared sub, my first collared sub ever, Sparky. Well, Sparky, he was a great guy. It was, he passed away a few weeks ago, and still kind of, tore up about it. He was a great sub. He always, would he served Madam well, let's say, and he would do things to kind of make me smile or make me happy, and he'd do stuff like he'd hang 10 pounds of weight off his balls. That was kind of funny. And he just was a great sub. Sparky, I'd called him Sparkle for a while, because he was very sparkly. He loved to put on ladies' under things, and the brighter the colors, the better. He liked pink a lot, and hosiery. He always had stockings, and he liked that stuff, and he'd wear it even under his clothes on a regular day. And there's nothing wrong with that. If you do that and you like it and you're not bothering anybody, go right ahead and do it, because there's no reason that you shouldn't. It's ladies' underwear, but who cares? I wear guy underwear sometimes, no lie. I have like a pair of boy short underwear, and sometimes I'll put them on under a dress, because I like to go commando. Not even, I mean, 90%, 98% of the time. But if the dress is short enough, I feel obligated to the public to wear some underpants. And so I do. And so, I sometimes will just wear man's underwear and don't care. Doesn't bother me a bit. And so I think that we just have to keep in mind, okay, first off, we're people. We're just people, all of us. We all have different interests, different things that we like, different things that make us feel like we're getting what we want from life. Um, and yeah, and for Sparky, it was dressing in ladies' things, and he was bisexual. He didn't come out as that for a long time to his family and stuff, but to me, I knew, and I knew probably a lot about his life in general. And we'd talk, and he started out as my sub, my collared sub, and he served madam very well. But then we became friends, and he was like my best friend when he died. He was always there for me, and he was always, I mean, he was like, he would just walk into my house and just, he was a fixture. He come and go as he needed to or whatever. And he I would try and create scenarios for him, and but we weren't really like that. We were friends, and just buddies. And he was the same age as we were, both the same age, so it was just kind of you know a relationship of necessity at first, because he needed someone to kind of you know guide him along and help him you know create these scenarios. And I needed someone to do my electrical work. He was a electrician, thus the name Sparky. And he was good. He was real good at what he did. Um, he was a very generous man. On my birthday, not last year, but the year before, he uh, sent me a bunch of, presents and things, little things from Amazon, but it was like, 10 packages. And it was so great that I got to sit and open a bunch of gifts on my birthday, and it just made me feel good. And he knew things like that. He knew. I told him the story about, no, daddy, no, don't pull my hair. Cause your dad combing out your long hair when you're a little kid. And it's like, I hated having my hair pulled. Hate it. I still do. It just like can almost drive me to fury if somebody's pulling my hair. Ugh. So anyway, I mentioned something about it. And so then here, lo and behold, he brings me this hairbrush. Um, it was like I think it was a dollar store item, but it was a no tangle brush, and it really works pretty good. And I thought, well, how thoughtful to have remembered, that story, and then, you know, got me the hairbrush when he saw it. He was a thoughtful man and very generous. And, the world will be just a little bit poorer without him in it. So, I just wanted to give my little tribute to Sparky because he was a great sub. He did a lot of things for me. Um, serving madam is multifaceted. Um, it doesn't mean, sex, sex, sex. It doesn't mean that you'll never do it, but it doesn't mean that you'll ever do it either. You just don't know. It's part of part of surfing is like doing dishes, maybe even naked. And like he'd help me with guests, in the manor house, and he would, just he was very gracious, when he would help serve people or do something like that. He was a great sub and a wonderful man, and I just wanted to give Sparky a little shout out because he'll be missed by many, I'm sure, and I know I will miss him till I hopefully see him again. So bye, Spark. So anyway, we'll go on from there, and I was going to talk a little bit about kink shaming, because I think it's a topic that really you almost can't talk about too much, because just because it's not my kink doesn't mean that it's a bad thing, you know, and if you're not involving minors and you're not involving people who either don't have the ability or they don't consent to whatever it is, then you know do what you feel. If you're, with a consenting partner who is old enough to consent and they say, "Sure, I'll try that with you." Go for it. If you get a chance to have a new opportunity and try something you've never done before, do it. Why would you not? Why would you say, "Well, oh, I don't know, maybe I'll wait for next time." You know what? Next time may never come. And I speak seriously on this one. And I'm telling you the God's honest truth. Tomorrow may not come. Don't put off till tomorrow what you feel you need to do today. If your innards tell you, "God, I need to go do that," get out and go do it. Listen to your intuition. It really is more accurate than you probably give it credit for. Most of us think, "Oh, no, that's not what it is." It is probably what it is. It's 10 o'clock at night, and I'm having iced coffee. That's right, iced coffee. Just a little jolt to keep me awake for another few hours. so, as long as it's consensual, everybody's on the same page with it. Go for it and have fun and just be who you are. I think I can't stress that enough. If you are a bisexual man who likes to wear women's underthings, don't be afraid to let people know. I mean, the ones that are close to you. If you have a partner, if you love somebody, tell them. If, God forbid they say, "No, I'm really can't I really can't live with that." That'll be a shame, but I'm telling you now, if they can't live with it, you shouldn't be living with them. It's not really who you are. If you suppress a part of your personality that you don't want to. I mean, if you hate it about yourself and you really want to leave that behavior behind, that's one thing. If it's something that you embrace about yourself that that's not harming anyone or yourself, I think go for it, do what you want to do and just be you. I think that's the message, really. Be yourself. I think I tried to be someone I thought my ex wanted. And you know, the baking, PTA person, mom, that was, great at everything, I just wasn't that person. I just wasn't. And so I kind of tried to wing it, and say, "Yes, I can be." But no, I really couldn't be. And I think it would have been better for both of us if I would have just right at the beginning, just been myself and not tried to be so much what he wanted in a person. You know what I mean? Because the right person will come to you if you are doing you. And then when they do come, guess what? you get to still be you, you know, because they liked you for you. And because you were really being yourself. You weren't being this fake ass person who, you know, uh, doesn't really, doesn't compute. Oh my goodness. Um, yeah, because nobody likes to find out that, oh gee, I was with fake ass person, you know. Because they, you know, they want real love, you know. And that's not too much to ask, I don't think, for in this life, you know, from the universe. And so to get it, you have to be yourself, you have to be honest, you have to try to, you know, uh, express yourself in ways that are healthy, you know. So anyhow, I said a lot of you knows. Here's one thing, and it has absolutely nothing to do with kink. I'm looking for a pickup truck, preferably Dodge diesel, and a motorhome, like something big. Not a motorhome, a camper. So a camper and a truck. If anybody out there is selling a camper and a truck, maybe a combo, or if you know where I could get a good truck, and I'll worry about campers in a minute, or you got a great camper, and you know, uh, let me know. You can send me a message at skeletonkeywitches@gmail.com. I can put you up a banner here. Here we go. So if you have any questions for the show, or if you have any you know, maybe you'd like me to cover a topic, or you have some questions that you didn't want to ask in the chat, I would completely understand. I'm not, I don't kink shame. I'm not really judgmental. I try to always just go into things with an open mind, because sometimes you know, the thing that you think, oh God, really? Not all that bad. It's amazing. And so, yeah, I mean, you have to kind of go into things with a little bit of, you know, hesitance or caution, I guess, especially if you're, you know, with someone that you don't really know very well. Uh, BDSM involves a lot of trust, you know. If you're going to let somebody take a rope and tie you up and immobilize you, I'd say you want to trust that person first, you know. Probably be a good idea. I had a friend who she went or she had it was on vet or some dating site, I don't know. But she had this fella come over, and she allowed him to handcuff her and tie her up and stuff. She didn't know him from Adam. He could have then killed her and left, and never, people wouldn't have even known for quite some time, you know? And I said, don't do that. Just don't do that. That's not good. I'd say if you're concerned about people, use Truth Finder. You know, you can do a background check on them, or you can go to their Facebook profile. Does it look real or do they look fake? You can, you know, if they have like a business website, go check out their business website and see what they, you know, what they're doing. What is this really what their business offers? And I mean, just check people out. Get to know them before you actually know them, and they'll probably be impressed that you actually are in the know in their life. You know, you have some base knowledge of who they are and what they do. So it's just a little, you know, thing that I learned a long time ago. If you want people to listen, if you want them to respond and you know, like you, yeah, you got to be that person. You got to be nice. So, but I have my little piece of rope here. I don't have much to tie today. I have no volunteers, but I did bring. Oh, I did bring Build a Bear Bunny. Build a Bear Bunny can get tied in bondage today, I think. So we're gonna just I'm gonna well, I actually didn't share the show. I have been looking at campers, and so yeah, I'm definitely would like to find something. I'm thinking fifth wheel, maybe. I don't know. They're pretty nice and pretty cozy and stuff. It is like home, and that's what I want. I want someplace where I walk in and I go, I'm home. You know, this is home. It's like I could live with that. So anyway, let's see. Oh, to share the show, I gotta go to the show, and then I can share it around. So it will be. Well, I don't even know how to find the darn thing. Here we go. And then, oh, okay, I'm going to sign out. Signing out. Signing out. Signing out. There we go. And there we go. And so, anyway, now I'm back on track. Oh, best contact if there's a possum living in my garage. Well, I took care of my own possum. I had a live trap and I put it out there, and then probably not even a day later he was in it, and he probably got left in there for like 24 hours, just so he'd know it's you do hard time here at Mayhem Manor. Don't come back. Go be a law-abiding citizen elsewhere. Bye. So yeah, I don't know. But yeah, doing rope bondage on groundhogs is no fun. Oh Lord. They were the possum and the groundhogs. They were and the rabbit too. We're all like on this little island. I mean, we our house and yard and the shop and all of it was an island. And yeah, it was tough for the animals, I know, because really didn't they couldn't go anywhere, no dry land. My place was the last vestige of dry land. So poor kids, but they'll be good now. They will be good as gold. So anyway, any big summer plans for anybody? I'm not really making plans. I'm just going to go with the flow. As an air sign, flow is good. All right. So there's your other end. And then trying to think of I don't remember how that starts, that song. But anyway, it's okay. I heard it the other day, and now it's like, oh dang. I think a lot of us do that, and I'm getting older now. I'm not even gonna say, but I'm getting older, and the older I get, the quicker I forget stuff, and then the harder it is to get it back. So yeah, it's super easy for me to forget. Oh shoot, I was gonna get milk. And you go to the store the next time. Oh shoot, I was gonna get milk. Yeah, or I just kind of drop off in the middle of a sentence and go, what was I talking about? Oh golly. I'm having a big sale. Big sale this weekend. If you live anywhere in the Quad City area, I recommend checking it out. I'm going to put an announcement on my page, my Facebook page, and hopefully, tons of people will come out and buy up all my stuff, and then I'll be good to go. So that's all it needs to happen is the sale. If I have to have it out of my storage unit, I will. Keeping everybody posted. And if there's anything that you need, if you say to yourself, gosh, I just don't think I could live if I didn't have, an old bottle or whatever, hit me up. I could send some pictures and stuff. Hey, Joanne, how you doing? Nice to see ya. Yeah, we talked a little bit about a lot of things tonight. Kink shaming, and we talked about Sparky, my sub. He passed away sadly, and so I just wanted everybody to know how great he was. He was definitely a great sub, and it's like he knew. He was very intuitive, and he just kind of knew what you wanted. So yeah, it's great. Oh yeah. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, he was my first collared sub ever. And Yeah, he was with me for, I don't know, almost 3 years. And yeah, he was a great guy. And really, and more so than like a sub, he became my friend. And I depended on him, in our friendship for a lot of things, and so he will be greatly missed. And it's not just what he did for me, but himself, He was very kind and gentle and loving. I mean, he could, oh, don't get me wrong, you get him stirred up and he was like a hornet in a nest. But he didn't do that very often. He wasn't one of those angry men. So that was good. And he cracked me up on the daily. He was so funny. His sense of humor was just incredible. And it was mostly kind of ran towards the sadistic. So, I kind of thought the same stuff was funny. Oh, Lord. Yeah, we had plenty of laughs together. But, it's just not, it's a lifetime is so short that you really have to take advantage of the time that you have if you want to accomplish the things you want to get done. You know, I always have such huge plans and then, realize, oh my God, this is going to take years. Like I had a boat restoration out in it's an aluminum boat made in Cadillac, Michigan. So it's a Cadillac and it had Cadillac emblems. And so I was going to restore it. Well, I'm just not going to have time. It's just too much. It's all too much. The whole thing, it's too much. So I'm simplifying my life and I am going to enjoy it. I'm going to work on the things I want to do. My clothing line. I've been wanting to do that forever. So, there'll be Madam clothing and patterns inspired by Madam. But I'll have time to sew and time to just do the things that I want to do. And I'm looking forward to that a lot. And I'm just going to continue to be goofy me and just meet people and hopefully help people along the way. Because I think if there's one thing I want to teach people, it's okay to be kinky. It's not a bad thing. And you can, you don't have to like fly a flag or anything, but, at least be honest with yourself about who you really are and be okay with it because you are okay. We're all okay. I mean, except for people like Jeffrey Dahmer. He was not okay. Nah. You know, Hannibal Lecter, not okay. They probably would have told you themselves they weren't okay. I mean, so it's funny, but a serial killer might tell you, "Well, I'm a killer," and you'll go, "Oh, yeah, okay, sure." Yeah, but then, you show up missing a couple days later and no one finds you again until they search the freezer. So anyhow, yeah, just be careful out there, folks. Um, there's serial killers out there, and honestly, you can't tell most of the time who is and who isn't. But here's where intuition comes in. If you get a vibe about somebody, I mean, like even if you're standing at the grocery store next to somebody and you're getting a vibe, like you feel uncomfortable, you just have some sort of intuitive feeling, go with it. The guy lying in front of you might be a serial killer, you know, or maybe he's just having a bad day and wants to go kill himself. So, you don't know, but sometimes when you get those intuitive feelings, you need to really look around you, really listen, and really hone in on that. Your body and mind and spirit are trying to tell you something. And so you have to quiet yourself to listen and find out what it is. Um, you're the only one that can decipher that. So I know that doesn't really have anything to do with BDSM, but I've been having a lot of weird stuff lately too. I think it's because I'm moving. the spirits are very active here, and I've actually seen spirits, you know. Um, it's quick, you know, they kinda you see, you know, it's like they're there and then they're gone, you know? It's like they're almost like out of the corner of your eye kind of thing, where you'll see a person go by, like walk by, but then you know there's nobody there, you know, and you look again and nope, nobody's there, you know, but you could have swore you saw someone walking by. And it's that's kind of like what it is. And I've always heard the voices. It sounds like a train station almost. You know, lots of voices all speaking at once in a big area, you know, big train station, how they kind of echo and, you know, and you could hear people talking, but not really what they were saying. And I've had that a lot here in the she shop. And it was just kind of strange, you know. And a couple times it almost sounded like a Cubs game. And I thought, well, that's got to be my granddad. So, yeah. But yeah, he used to listen to the Cubs games on the radio. Um, oh, my cut that I got, this is off the subject. My cut that I got on that Wednesday, what was it, 2 Wednesday nights ago, or maybe it was three, I don't remember. Might have been three. Um, is healing nicely finally. It was a terrible cut. I mean, terrible. I really should have gone to have stitches, but no, I didn't want to go. And then a couple days later, it was kind of bad. I mean, funny, but in an ironic and sort of pathetic way. I hurt my arm. It started out in my hand, and I had this like claw hand that I couldn't use. And then it went into my elbow, and then it was my shoulder. And it was all because we rode like mad against the wind, against the current. We were towing two other kayaks. And it was like, oh my God, I just overdid it and I rode a little too much. And so I couldn't lift my arm. Like I said, my wing's broken because I couldn't do that. And I can do it now. And it still is a little sticky there, but I can get it done, you know. It was no, it was not happening. I thought I broke it maybe even, you know, like an avulsion fracture where the muscle rips away from the insertion and then, you know, you're like just, you know, nothing there. Or maybe a rotator cuff tear. I didn't know for sure. So I think it turned out it was like subacromial bursitis, I believe. So anyway, it's much better now, and the flooding is gone, and I'm just looking forward to a lot of fun, exciting times. And I'm having you guys come with. I'm still going to podcast. We're still going to talk about fun kink. We're still going to meet people along the way, and we're still going to have some fun. And we're still doing Monday night, you know, witchy topics. I think this Monday I haven't talked about Taurus yet, so we'll probably discuss the Taurus, the Tauri. My daughter's a Taurus, so she may want to watch that show. I don't know. Um, and we'll talk about Tauruses and the, you know, what kind of people they tend to be and just how best to deal with them, because honestly if you study the zodiac, people really do fall within that kind of characteristic personality, not 100%, okay, but on average, you know, most commonly. And so if you can harness that and learn how to talk to someone in their language, think of how much more you're going to be able to communicate with them it effectively, you know, instead of not speaking their language and hoping they'll understand. So that's kind of where I'm at with that, and so I hope that you'll enjoy that, and I hope that you've enjoyed tonight's show. It's kind of just a tribute and a little uh, informational show. I hope you guys you know enjoyed it, and I hope you get something out of it, and I hope you'll come back next week. We'll have more bondage as ever, and I'm having a sale this weekend. If you're in the Quad City area, you know, hit me up on Gmail. skeletokey@gmail.com, and I can give you the address. It'll also be posted on my page and stuff. So, I want to get the word out that I'm having the big sale and I am selling anything and everything. Everything must go. Uh, it's time to lighten the load. You get to a point in your life where you don't want to tote all this stuff around anymore, and you don't need the things to have the memories of those that you loved. And so I'm just keeping that in mind as I get rid of all the stuff. So come check it out if you're going to be in the area Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then I think I'm going to have it again next weekend too, just to see if I can get rid of all of it. So thanks a lot for coming to visit me tonight. Blessed be. You guys are awesome. And I'll see you on Monday if I don't see you on a live before that. So have a great evening, everybody.